Ever feel like you're working hard, but not quite hitting those financial goals?
Yeah.
Like there's a ceiling you just can't break through?
Yeah.
Well, today we're diving into a concept that might just be the key. Rewiring your brain for wealth.
Mm.
We'll be unpacking insights from the book Millionaire Morning, Brain Rewiring for Wealth, to see if it lives up to the hype.
What's interesting about this book is it doesn't just focus on the what of financial success,
Right.
but the how on a mental level.
Okay.
It dives into the science behind how our daily habits,
Yeah.
especially those first few hours,
Yeah.
can actually shape our financial outcomes.
So we're talking about more than just budgeting apps and side hustles.
Yeah,
This is about changing the way our brain approaches money altogether.
exactly.
Yeah.
The author name is a renowned business coach who's worked with tons of successful entrepreneurs. Their core idea is that the first hour after waking up is prime time for programming your subconscious for wealth.
Okay.
They call it the golden hour.
And before we get too deep, I got to ask,
Yeah.
are we talking about forcing ourselves to become morning people?
Mm.
Because I'm not sure my cat would approve of 5 a.m. wake-up calls.
I hear you, but it's not about fighting your natural rhythm.
Right.
The book highlights that between 5 and 5:30 a.m., our bodies have a natural cortisol spike. Instead of resisting it, the routine leverages that energy.
Okay.
Think of it like catching a wave.
So riding that energy wave instead of letting it crash over me while I hit snooze.
Exactly.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
But what does this millionaire morning routine actually look like? Give us the rundown.
It starts with hydration,
Okay.
a simple but powerful act. 16 ounces of room temperature water with a squeeze of lemon.
Okay.
Sounds basic,
Yeah.
but our brains are mostly water.
Mm-hmm.
Even mild dehydration can make us fuzzy-headed,
Right.
which isn't ideal for making smart financial decisions.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I know when I'm dehydrated, my brain feels like it's running on fumes.
Yeah.
Definitely not in millionaire mindset territory.
For sure.
What comes after we've got our lemon water boost?
Next up is a nutrient-packed breakfast.
Okay.
And not just any breakfast. We're
Yeah.
talking healthy fats and protein.
Okay.
Things like avocados, eggs, nuts.
Yeah.
Fueling your brain for the day ahead.
So ditching the sugary cereal for some brain-boosting power food.
Yes.
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
But why the emphasis on fats and proteins specifically?
They provide sustained energy,
Okay.
which is crucial for focus and decision-making,
Uh-huh.
especially when it comes to finances.
Yeah.
Plus, they support neurotransmitters.
Right.
The messengers in our brain,
Okay.
think of it as fine-tuning your brain's communication system for wealth.
Interesting. So we're hydrated, fueled up. What's the next step in rewiring our brains for wealth?
Time for some mindfulness.
Okay.
The book recommends 20 minutes of meditation.
Okay.
Now, before you think this is getting too woo-woo,
Yeah.
there's actual neuroscience behind it.
Okay.
Meditation helps reduce cortisol, that stress hormone that can cloud our judgment,
Right.
especially about money.
Okay, I'm listening. I've tried meditation before,
Hmm.
but my mind tends to wander.
Yeah.
Any tips on making it more effective, especially when it comes to money?
The book suggests focusing on feelings of abundance and gratitude during your practice, instead of stressing about bills.
Right.
Visualize yourself achieving your financial goals.
Okay.
Really feeling that sense of achievement.
So training my brain to see possibilities instead of limitations.
Yes,
I can see how that shift in mindset could be powerful.
for sure.
What comes after we've cleared our minds and set our intentions for abundance?
This is where it gets exciting, visualization and affirmations.
Okay.
Spend 15 minutes vividly picturing your financial goals as if they've already happened.
I'm intrigued by this, but I have to admit I'm a bit skeptical. Isn't that just wishful thinking?
Right?
How does picturing something actually help make it happen?
It's not magic. It's neuroscience.
Yeah.
Research suggests that visualization creates neural pathways in our brains,
Yeah.
similar to those formed by real experiences.
Oh, okay.
So you're essentially pre-training your brain for success.
Wow, that's fascinating. So it's not just daydreaming.
No.
It's like creating a mental roadmap for my brain to follow.
Exactly. The book suggests pairing those visualizations with spoken affirmations.
Okay.
Things like, I attract abundance effortlessly.
Yeah.
Or my income increases whether I'm working or not.
Okay.
Repeating these with conviction can start to shift those subconscious beliefs around money.
Okay. I'm starting to see how all these pieces fit together.
Right.
We're building this foundation of positive energy and intention.
Yeah.
What comes next?
Time to get physical.
Okay.
The routine recommends 30 minutes of exercise.
So we're talking gym memberships, fancy workout gear.
Hold on, it doesn't have to be anything intense.
Right.
Even a brisk walk or some body weight exercises at home can do wonders.
Okay, that's a relief. But how does getting sweaty actually help us achieve our financial goals?
You know how exercise makes you feel sharp?
Yeah.
That's BDNF at work.
Okay.
Brain-derived neurotrophic factor.
Okay.
It literally helps you build new neural pathways, making it easier to learn, adapt, and make those smart money moves.
So it's like fertilizer for our brains.
Exactly.
Helping those financial seeds we planted earlier take root.
Yes.
Okay.
Plus, exercise increases blood flow to the brain,
Uh-huh.
boosting our cognitive function.
Okay.
Those feel-good endorphins don't hurt either.
Yeah.
They create a more positive mindset,
Right.
which can lead to seeing and seizing opportunities you might otherwise miss.
Right.
There are even studies showing a link between regular morning exercise and higher income levels.
It's amazing how seemingly unrelated things can have such a powerful impact on our financial well-being.
I know, it's crazy.
We've covered a lot of ground already. Early rising, hydration, nutrition, mindfulness, visualization, affirmations, and exercise.
We have.
I'm starting to see how this routine is building on itself step by step.
That's the brilliance of it. It's
Yeah.
not just a list of tasks. It's a carefully crafted sequence designed to rewire your brain for financial success.
Right.
But we're not done yet.
Okay.
There are still 2 more crucial steps in the Millionaire Morning Routine.
All right. Well, we're going to have to pause here for now.
Okay.
But don't worry, we'll be back soon to unpack those final steps and see how they tie into this incredible wealth-building routine.
Sounds good.
And for our listeners who are already hooked, the book we're discussing is Millionaire Morning, Brain Rewiring for Wealth.
Absolutely. We're just scratching the surface here.
Right.
The book delves into each of these steps in much more detail.
Okay.
But even with this glimpse, you can start to see how powerful a well-crafted morning routine can be.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the Millionaire Morning Routine. We've already covered a lot of ground, setting the stage for a powerful morning transformation.
We have.
Now let's get into the next step, strategic learning.
Okay.
What exactly does that entail?
This step is all about feeding your mind with financial knowledge. The book recommends dedicating 20 minutes each morning to expanding your understanding of money.
Okay.
Think books, podcasts, market analysis, anything that challenges your current beliefs about wealth.
So not just sticking to what I already know,
Right.
but actively seeking out new perspectives,
Yeah,
even if they make me uncomfortable.
exactly. It's about breaking out of those financial echo chambers we can sometimes get trapped in.
Right.
By exposing ourselves to different viewpoints,
Yeah.
we create new neural connections and expand our wealth consciousness.
I love that phrase, wealth consciousness.
Yeah.
It really speaks to the idea of shifting our mindset to be more receptive to abundance and financial growth.
For sure.
But honestly, sometimes after a workout and all those earlier steps, my brain feels ready for a break, not more learning.
Yeah, I get it.
How do I make sure this part of the routine sticks?
That's where the beauty of this routine comes in. Remember that cortisol spike we talked about earlier? It actually sets us up perfectly for learning.
Okay.
Your brain is primed for absorbing new information during those morning hours.
Okay, that makes sense. So I'm capitalizing on that natural brain power
Right.
instead of letting it go to waste any tips on choosing what to learn about.
Yeah,
The world of finance can feel overwhelming.
it can be.
Yeah.
The key is to focus on quality over quantity.
Okay.
Don't try to cram in everything at once.
Right.
Choose one book, one podcast, or one article that sparks your interest and really delve into it. Even just one new insight a day can make a difference over time.
That's reassuring. Small, consistent steps can lead to big changes.
They really can.
So we've hydrated, fueled up, meditated, visualized, affirmed, exercised, and learned something new.
Wow.
Phew. What's the final step in this millionaire morning puzzle?
It's all about taking action.
Okay.
The final 20 minutes of the routine are dedicated to priority planning. This means identifying the 3 most important wealth-building activities you'll do that day.
So not just any old to-do list,
Right.
but tasks that are directly aligned with my financial goals.
Exactly.
It sounds like it's about being laser-focused on what truly matters.
Think of it as bridging the gap between knowledge and action. You've prepped your mind. Now it's time to put those insights to work.
Okay.
Ask yourself, what 3 actions today will move me closest to my financial goals?
Okay, so I've got my 3 priority tasks for the day.
Yeah.
What's the best way to make sure they actually get done?
Yeah.
My schedule can get pretty unpredictable.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
The book suggests scheduling those tasks for your peak energy periods.
Okay.
Those times of day when you feel most focused and productive. For many people, that's in the morning, but it might be different for you.
Right.
Pay attention to your own rhythms.
That makes sense. No point in trying to tackle a complex financial task when my brain's already fried from the day.
Yeah.
So we've got the core routine, laid out a pretty comprehensive plan for rewiring our brains for wealth. But before we wrap up, there's one more element the book mentions that I'm really curious about: audio technology enhancement.
Yeah.
What's the deal with that?
This part is particularly fascinating. It delves into the use of specific audio frequencies to enhance the effects of the routine,
Okay.
specifically by influencing brainwave activity.
Okay, full disclosure, this is the part where I get a little skeptical.
Right.
Is this based on solid science, or are we venturing into pseudoscience territory?
Sure.
Break it down for us.
It's a fair question. While the field of neuroacoustic programming is still relatively new,
Right.
there's a growing body of research suggesting that certain sound frequencies can impact our cognitive states.
Okay.
Think of your brainwaves like a radio.
Okay.
These audio programs act like tuning forks,
Uh-huh.
gently guiding your brain to frequencies associated with focus or creativity,
Mm-hmm.
states that millionaire minds tap into.
So I'm not just listening to relaxing music.
Yeah.
I'm using sound to actually shift my brain's activity to a more wealth-conducive state.
Right
That's
on.
pretty wild.
It is.
Yeah.
And the reported benefits are quite compelling.
Okay.
Many users say they experience deeper focus,
Yeah.
allowing for clearer decision-making throughout the day. Others report a reduction in resistance to abundance,
Okay.
finding it easier to visualize their goals and believe in their ability to achieve them.
Sounds like it's all about aligning your mind with those frequencies of success, amplifying the effects of the routine. But does it have to be a separate thing?
Right.
Or can I incorporate it into the steps we've already talked about?
That's the great part. It's easily integrated into your existing routine.
Okay.
You could listen during your meditation while visualizing your goals, or even while getting ready in the morning.
Right.
It's like adding a layer of sonic support to boost those wealth-building habits.
I'm definitely intrigued to experiment with it. This whole routine is like a symphony of actions and mindset shifts, all working together to create a more abundant life.
And speaking of working together, there's one crucial element that binds this entire routine and ultimately determines its success.
Okay, I'm all ears. What's the secret sauce that makes this millionaire morning truly transformative?
It's consistency.
Okay.
Without it, even the most perfectly designed routine will fall short.
Right.
The brain needs repetition to form those new neural pathways to solidify those wealth-building habits we've been discussing.
So it's not enough to just try this out for a week and then go back to my old ways.
No.
It's about making this a lifestyle change, a non-negotiable commitment to my financial well-being.
Exactly. The book suggests committing to the routine for at least 30 days to see real results.
Okay.
It's about creating a new normal, a new way of starting your day that sets you up for financial success.
30 days sounds achievable.
It is.
But life happens, right?
It does.
What about those mornings when I inevitably hit the snooze button or my schedule goes haywire?
Yeah.
Do I have to start over from scratch?
Remember, this routine is a guide, not a rigid set of rules.
Right.
Life throws curveballs. The key is to not let those occasional setbacks derail your progress.
Yeah.
It's about progress, not perfection.
That's such a relief to hear.
Yeah.
It's about creating a sustainable routine, not stressing about being perfect.
For sure.
But before we wrap up this deep dive, there's one more thing I'm curious about. The book talks about wealth consciousness and how this routine helps to cultivate it.
Yes.
Probably what exactly does that mean, and how can we foster it beyond just following these steps?
Yeah.
This routine is about so much more than just checking off boxes.
Right.
It's about cultivating a deeper awareness
Yeah.
and belief in our own ability to create wealth.
For sure.
That's what the book calls wealth consciousness, right?
It's about shifting your internal narrative.
Oh, okay.
From one of scarcity and limitation to one of abundance and possibility.
Right.
It's not just about knowing how to manage money, but about truly believing you are worthy of wealth and have the power to create it.
So it's like we're rewiring our brains to see opportunities instead of roadblocks.
Exactly.
To believe in our potential to build a life of financial freedom and fulfillment.
Exactly. And this millionaire morning routine is designed to support that transformation.
Right.
Every step from the early rising and mindfulness practice to those visualizations and affirmations is like planting seeds of abundance in your subconscious mind.
I love that analogy. It's like we're tending to a garden of financial prosperity within ourselves.
I like that.
Yeah.
And just like a garden, it requires consistent nurturing and care to flourish.
Right.
The more you engage in these wealth-building habits and cultivate positive beliefs,
Yeah.
the more those seeds will take root and grow.
That brings us back to consistency. It's not enough to just dabble in these practices.
Yeah.
We need to make them a part of our daily lives.
Absolutely. It's about creating a new normal, a new way of thinking and being that supports your financial goals.
Okay.
The more you commit to this routine, the stronger those neural pathways become. Right.
And the more automatic those wealth-building behaviors will be.
So it's not about forcing ourselves to do things we hate.
No.
It's about creating a morning ritual that energizes and inspires us.
Exactly.
Setting ourselves up for success from the inside out.
Exactly. And the most exciting aspect of this journey is that it's an ongoing process.
Okay.
As you learn and implement new strategies, your wealth consciousness expands.
Right.
And you attract even greater abundance.
This has been such an inspiring deep dive.
It has.
We've gone way beyond just summarizing the millionaire morning routine.
Yeah.
We've really explored the why behind each step.
For sure.
And how it all works together to create a powerful shift in our mindset and financial reality.
Absolutely. It all comes down to this.
Okay.
You have the power to shape your financial destiny.
Right.
It starts with how you choose to begin each day.
It's so true. What part of this routine resonates most with you? What small change could you make tomorrow morning to start shifting your mindset towards financial abundance? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, keep those minds curious and those morning routines evolving.